Oi, microphones, huh? So mics are really tricky sometimes to get to sound the exact right way that you want to. Some of them sound really good out the box. Some of them sound really bad out the box. You just kind of have to figure it out on your own. But I'm gonna try to tell you exactly how I run my mic. I had my mic these exact same settings on a different mic, and they pretty much sound the exact same, except for this one's a lot more expensive than the other one. Also, you can pretty much make any mic roughly around the price of like $100 to like $500 sound basically the same for Twitch streaming. If you're not using it for like audio production, like music or something like that, you don't really need the most expensive mic in the entire world. This one has a lot of functionality. This is Elgato Wave 3. You can mute it on top. Super easy. It has like the wavelink where you can control different things at the same time. You can have different sound settings for your headphones versus for a chat. It's super easy. However, I'm just gonna show you how to get the best, like how to make your mic sound really, really good for free, just with 3 plugins that is super easy to download. Down below in the description, there's gonna be a Reaper plugin website. You're gonna go to the website. At the very top of the Reaper website, there is a download Reaper. Do not touch that. Don't touch that. Down below, there's a 32-bit and 64-bit. Download whichever one is right for you. Most likely gonna be 64-bit. And then you're gonna download. It'll have a bunch of different plugins that you go to your mic and you can set. So we're gonna go over to the other screen. Sorry, it's gonna be very chaotic over here. I'm sorry. So the way you do this is you go to your mic. If you haven't added your mic yet to your source, you're just gonna hit this little plus button right here. Then you're gonna go to audio input, name it whatever you want. So once you've made the mic, make sure you go to properties, make sure it's the right one. First of all, mine's Elgato Wave 3. It is. We're good to go. Go to mic and then go to filters. This is where you're gonna add these filters on top to make it sound right. I'm gonna turn mine off so that you can see what it sounds like without it. You might be able to tell a little bit of difference. You might not. This mic is really good at doing things on its own. However, you might notice that it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna turn these back on, and then I'm gonna go over which ones. I'm gonna go everything as it goes, and we're gonna go that way. So down the bottom, you're gonna hit plus sign and hit VST 2.x plugin, blah, 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 blah. You're gonna hit that, and it's gonna come up. It's gonna look like this. You're gonna name it. First, you're gonna name one Reaper EQ. That's what we're gonna do right there. Reaper EQ. You're gonna go right here, and you're gonna go to a Reaper EQ standalone right there. Open plugin interface. And it's probably gonna look completely different than this. I have already set mine up, but basically you're gonna go to the left, drag all of this one down. You don't need all of that dark tone. Now, again, all of this is gonna be a little bit more to your mic, to your space. So these settings are not exactly what you're gonna use. Feel free to go ahead and use this and then just tweak it as it goes. These are basically play how you like the sound of your voice and then go from there. You can raise this up. You can raise these however you want. It's probably gonna sound really weird while I'm doing this, but yeah, you do this and then cut off the end, cut off the front. You go over, if you want a new one of these numbers, you just add them right there and you do that. You don't have to keep them if you don't want to. I'm gonna disable that one because I don't need it. But you don't really need to fuck with any of this stuff too much or mess with any of this stuff too much. Just go ahead and get these set. You can drag these up. This is gonna make the bass part of your voice sound better. And then this part's gonna make the high ends sound better, which you don't really need. I just like to lower the middle because a lot of people hear mids a little bit better than they hear bass and treble. Just drop the mids down a little bit if you want to. And that's pretty much all you do with the EQ. It's not that much. You don't really need to mess with the gain too much. That's something you can add later if you really need to, but you don't. Most mics don't need it. All right, so you're gonna do the same thing for the Reaper gate. So you're gonna go down here, open up a plugin for VST. You're gonna set it to, let me go over here. You're gonna set it to a Reaper gate down here in the bottom right there, and then open plugin interface. What a Reaper gate does is it closes off all of the sound below your voice or below like a certain decibel. So what you're gonna do is you're stop talking, and you're gonna see where that green stops. That green stops. I have mine a little bit higher because I like to cut off most of my like clacking of my keyboard. That's why I have mine set a little bit higher. So just turn it off sound and then just raise it just above where you're doing it. Also, talk in your mic. If you're talking lower than this, it's gonna cut off anything at the bottom as well. So do that and drop it down there. You don't really need to mess with any of this. The attack needs to be 3 and low pass. Go ahead and drop it to 20 hertz or 20K hertz. Sorry. You can really screw with all of this if you really want to, but these are pretty much the settings that you need. It's not really too big of a deal on that part right there. Okay. Last one that you really need to worry about. I have a gain on mine. You don't really need the gain. But the last one you really need to worry about is the compressor. Add the same way. VST plugin, go right there. And then you're gonna go down here and it's gonna be a compressor right there. This is so that your mic, everything sounds pretty much the same, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna talk normally, and on the left side over here where the green, this over here is, you're gonna talk and talk and talk. And then you're gonna really, really loud and you're gonna see it peak over here a little bit. You're gonna get a little bit loud. You want everything to pretty much sound the same. So if you yell really, really loud, you're gonna drop it down and you're gonna see that this is what is being compressed right here. This is the amount of volume that's being compressed to keep it around this same level. So just drop this down. If you're really, really loud when you yell, but you're really, really soft, drop this to roughly where you're like in the middle, maybe a little bit soft on the higher end of your yell, just so it doesn't peak. And you can copy these settings right here if you really want to. But like I said, a lot of these are pretty much preference, but that's what I'm saying. Don't let this peak right here. And if it is peaking, just keep dropping it down. Just keep dropping it down. A lot of times you're also gonna peak with a gain. Some of these mics have gains. You don't need gains for the most part on your mic, so don't worry about it. If you do want a gain, you just make a gain. If it needs to be louder, then you just slowly bump it up if you really need to, but you don't really need to. So that's pretty much how you make any mic sound pretty good. It's also free. It's super easy to download as well as from what you can see. Super easy to set up. If you have any questions specifically, put it down below or come tell me in stream. Every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern, except for Fridays, which is 2 p.m. Eastern we get off. Like if you like the video. If you want more, subscribe. Hit the sub button. Okay, most of the videos have way more non-subscribe than they do subscribe. If you don't subscribe, that's totally fine. I don't mind, as long as you're watching the video and you like it. So, I love you guys. If you have any other things you want me to cover, like this, like a camera, or like lighting, or anything specific, let me know. Love yourself. Love you. Have a good day. Peace.